Morning. So we are still working with our Creating Theories About Characters unit. We'll have one mini lesson today and one more mini lesson later this week. And then we are going to look at how you're going to write about your character from your independent reading book, kind of exploring all of the mini lessons that we've done so far. So as a review, we've looked at how characters, I apologize for this, I'm still trying to figure out the document camera. Characters are complicated and show more than one trait. Like Luke is timid and he's cautious. He has low confidence, but he's also starting to show some rebellious and reckless behavior. How characters have less likable sides. We talked about how we hate how Luke is so obedient and follows all the rules. How characters reveal themselves over time, and sometimes they start to change. So Luke typically is very cautious and obedient and timid, and now he's showing some reckless and rebellious sides by sneaking over to Jen's house. And today we're going to look how characters react differently to different pressures. So our I can for today is I can explain with evidence from the text the different pressures placed on my character in my independent reading book. And I am going to use Luke as an example. But before I do that, I think it's important to look at the different type of character pressures. There are 4 of them. And I will take a picture of this sheet and put it at the bottom of the post. So there's character versus character. This could be a fight with another character, or a friend, or a family member. It could be a bully. It could be peer pressure. There is character versus nature, or setting. That's the time and place of a story. This could be when a character comes across a natural disaster like a storm or a drought or a hurricane, or maybe in Luke's case, the woods coming down. Surviving in the wilderness or in the desert. Locked in a house, or maybe in a prison, maybe a school being unwelcoming. These are all examples of character versus nature or setting. The next one is character versus society, which this one gets explored a lot in our read aloud. The government, laws, rules, maybe a war, fitting in, things seen as acceptable behavior by a certain group of people. You can think like at school, like some people make fun of other people for the way they dress, things like that. And again, that's terrible. And the last one, which is a little more tricky, is character versus self. And this is when a character might have low confidence, low self-esteem, struggles with decisions, gives up easily, or on the opposite end, maybe is too confident, like Jen, or has a too high view about themselves. So the easiest ones to look at if you're struggling with this are character versus character and character versus nature. If you feel like you want to challenge yourself in your independent reading book, look for like character versus society or character versus self. And again, I'll attach this sheet, a photo of it at the bottom. So you're going to create a reading journal entry today, a new one, okay? And you might decide to create what I did here is called a pressure map. And I kind of really like this one. So your main character would be in the middle. And then around, you'd kind of put the different pressures that your characters face so far. So Luke doubts himself. Should he be alive? Okay. He also, we haven't quite gotten to that part of the story, but I'm going to add something to this. So he doubts himself. He calls himself an idiot. When he runs over to Jen's house, he kind of, and he has low confidence. And I just put here that that's a character versus self. So I have my example, calls himself an idiot when at Jen's door, and he has low confidence in himself. Then, and I might even put like here, CVS, character versus, oh, that sounds like a drugstore. Character versus self, because there are 2 CVS's. Here I have the government doesn't allow any third kids. That's character versus society. So I might add that there. He doubts if he's daring enough to sneak out. All right. Then for character versus nature, I put the woods got chopped down for a new neighborhood. No more outdoor play or freedom. Character versus nature. I drew a little picture. You could draw pictures on this. You can use your gel pens. Your choice. And then mom and dad make him follow the rules to stay hidden. Character versus character. And then with Jen, he breaks the rules kind of to sneak out, all right? So he kind of has this new signal now as the light turning on. And Jen has kind of convinced him to do this. So this is kind of a character versus character. So you may see there's my pressure map. It has evidence, it has drawings. You don't have to have drawings, you can. You do need the evidence, and it's labeled with which type of pressure there are. Now, if you're struggling with this, just focus on the character versus character and the character versus nature. Maybe one of each would be great. If you want to challenge yourself, look to character versus society and character versus self. I do want at least 2 pressures, but you should be able to find some more. And you don't have to do a map entry. You might choose to just write it out. So last year, I had a student that just kind of labeled. Here you'll see like what she had for character versus character, character versus society, character versus self. So you could also just write this out. That's not a problem. But I want you to create a new journal entry today looking at the pressures placed on your character. Have a great day.